Hi, this is Taxichronicles and I'm your host, Simon Russian. Today we have a young guy in the car. He's a estate agent and he's going to tell us what it's been like during this whole epidemic for the estate agents and things. So great to have you here today. You hold that?
Yeah.
Great to have you here today.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Okay, thank you.
Good to be here.
So tell us, how did you get into the estate agent business?
To be honest, it was my cousin that initially got me into the estate agency business, because before, what I was doing about over 2 years ago now, I was doing security and it's kind of dead, very dead. I was like using 10% of my brain capacity.
Okay.
So like every day that I was just standing there doing nothing, it just felt like my brain was dying every single day, literally.
So brain dead.
Yeah, brain dead basically.
Yeah.
Like there's not much there's not much of your brain that you have to use when you're standing next to a door.
What kind of security was it like?
Door supervisor.
Like
Yeah,
night
retail.
clubs? Okay.
Yeah. If only I did commercial. No, I didn't get to do commercial.
Okay. And so then how did you just transition?
So basically, my cousin, he asked me, because I was telling him for a while, like, I don't like my job, man, I don't like my job. And then he goes, like, listen, I got an opportunity. If you want, I can speak to my director and I can get you in. You just have to say yes. I said, yeah, cool. I want to do something new, so let me get into this.
Did you know what it was at that time, or you just?
I knew it was an estate agent business. I knew it was that industry, but I didn't know what department I'd be starting in, nothing like that. So when I got there, I started in the maintenance department for about 2 months.
Okay. So just going around fixing people's...
Yeah, to
plumbing,
be honest, it's actually more to it than that. There's, for example, we'd have a system where it would rank in importance of the jobs. Like, for example, if someone's got
like a triage.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, for example, if someone's got a boiler leak, that needs to be sorted within 24 hours.
Yeah. Gas. Water,
yep, definitely.
Yeah,
yep. Major water leak, 24 hours. Anything else, usually it depends on our schedule. So if our builders are free, then they'll go. If not, they'll have to wait. They'll have to wait like a day or two, depending on when their appointment's been booked in for.
But there is a maximum waiting period.
For example, we need to at least get back to them within 24 hours. So we need to like give them an appointment within that time.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, obviously, it's just taking the mick, to be honest, because like you gotta put yourself in their shoes. But I'm not gonna lie, some people just do that just to say that. For example, they'll say they have a maintenance issue and they'll be like, yeah, I'm not gonna pay my rent because this maintenance issue right here.
Yeah. So it's not just an estate agent; it's a letting agency as well.
Yeah. So for example, obviously we don't do sales. We used to do it a while ago, but we're only renting at the moment. So we take on properties and we rent them from landlords.
All right. And has that been a good business model for yourselves?
Yeah, it has. I mean, we turn over, like I can say we turn over 10 mil a month.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So what's it? Because we got over 600 properties.
In London?
No, all over London. We got some in West London. We even got some in Croydon.
Okay.
West London, all over the place in London, to be honest. But we cover mainly Newham, Barking, Dagenham, etc. All the local area. Everything except Tower Hamlets, basically.
Why not Tower Hamlets?
There's another branch that does that. So the original branch covers Tower Hamlets.
Okay.
We mainly cover Newham, Redbridge, and Barking, Dagenham.
Is it a family business?
Yeah, it is. So the director is basically his dad is the original owner of All Season Lettings in Whitechapel.
Okay.
So that's where the original one is. That's where it rooted from. And then his son Daniel, he made this one, the one in Manor Park.
Okay.
and I think the company's been around for over 20 years.
So they're doing really good.
Yeah.
Especially with that 10 mil a month mark.
Yeah. I mean that 10 mil.
Is that just one branch of the whole company?
That's one branch.
Bloody hell.
That's one branch. So that 10 mil turnover, it was only recent. It was like only obviously before COVID. Obviously, it was before this COVID period.
So bringing into COVID now, have you found a lot of your tenants have gone home? Like if
for example, we had a majority of Romanian tenants, so they have gone home and stuff, and we had quite a few people just up and leaving because of COVID. They're like, I can't afford the rent anymore, so I'm gonna have to get my notice in, I have to leave, etc. So we've had a lot of vacant properties at the moment because of COVID.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you found through that you've had to push the prices down.
Do you know what? Because of the market at the moment, we have had to lower our prices a little bit, but also at the same time we've had to lower a lot of landlord rents. We had to reduce their rent because of this period.
So you said to a landlord, if you want us to continue...
Yeah, if you want us to continue letting your property, you're going to have to, reduce your rent substantially. Sure. Otherwise, we're going to have to give your property back. And majority of the time, they're like, reduce my rent, please.
Yeah.
Because obviously, they need that income.
Yeah. They say it's going to be up for review.
Yeah, basically. So then we say, after this COVID period over, blah, 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 in like a year's time, we'll review your rent again and etc. We'll see if we can do something about it. But in the meantime, this is your rent, this is what it's going to be until we can, come out of this period.
So what capacity are you operating at now? Are you operating like 90% capacity of lettings? Or?
No, at the moment we're full capacity at the moment.
Okay.
It's just we've got a lot of vacants.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So what capacity in vacant properties? If you had 100 properties and you've dropped the rent or what have you still got 100 properties full, or are you at like 80%?
No, so for example, we've got at the moment about 20 properties empty out of 600.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, it's not bad, to be honest.
But the owner's probably not happy.
Yeah, when he doesn't like vacant loss, because every day that the house is empty, he loses money because he's paying the landlord guaranteed rent.
Okay.
So yeah, in that sense, no, he's not happy when it's vacant.
Yeah. So I take it your owner wasn't a fan of Brexit then?
No, I mean, I don't know.
Because he's rented to mainly Romanians.
Yeah.
He's making a killing off them. They're the builders.
Yeah, exactly.
So they live so many in the room and they're paying their rent.
Exactly, yeah. They sublet to other people. They sell their contracts, etc. But no, thankfully we've come out of that. To be honest, like we don't have that many left of those kind of tenants. We're mainly looking for now just working professionals with proper documents and stuff like that. Like have the right pay slips, bank statements,
because the
ID.
government's bringing out new laws now.
Yeah, exactly. So we need to make sure everything's on point. We do our credit checks.
What do you think about these new laws?
Which one?
Well, I understand that.
Do you mean their fees, the admin fees?
I couldn't pinpoint, to be honest. It's just I've heard there's a bunch of new laws that came out in relation to try and get in landlords to confess how many people they've got in their properties.
Oh, okay. You mean the licensing?
Yeah, maybe. So I explain the licensing.
Okay, so the licensing now, before a lot of people, they used to do like landlords and stuff like that. They used to do, let their properties out without a license, which is illegal. Because that once the council randomly visits the property, and then the people say, oh yeah, there's 8 people living here, when there's actually meant to be like 5 or 6, for example, then what the council believes is that it's a HMO, which means that it's a roomlet, which isn't allowed because their property is meant to be a single dwelling family only. Whereas
Are
they
we
see
referring to council flats, or are we referring to just flats
no,
in general?
just houses, flats, wherever have you.
So even though you bought your own house, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yep.
the government can stipulate how many people can stay in your house.
No, that's up to you. That's up to you to decide how many people you want living in your house.
Okay.
Because you'd have to get a buy to let. You'd have to get a buy to let to let the property after you bought it. So you can let it to
even if the mortgage was paid for in full,
Yeah.
you still need a buy to let.
Yeah, you need to get that mortgage, that specific mortgage, for you to let out the property.
Yeah,
But if you're buying it for yourself, you don't have to. You just get a residential mortgage if you
okay.
want.
But what I'm saying here is, if the mortgage is paid for
Yeah.
already
Yep.
in full, then you have a right to rent out your place as you want to, don't you?
Yeah.
So you won't need a buy to let.
No, you
So
won't.
you will need a license, basically.
You will need a license though, yeah.
And the license signifies what?
The license signifies, for example, if it's a single dwelling family, which is a selective license, or if it's going to be a HMO, which is multiple occupancies, which is room by room.
So HMO stands for?
HMO. Well, off the top of my head, I don't know,
Okay.
but it is it's basically.
So this all comes down to tax then, basically. The government wants to know who's where for tax.
Well, the government doesn't really want to know. It's more so the landlord wants to know who's in his house when they've let the house to an agency, for example.
Ah, so
They
the
come and
landlords have been complaining.
yeah. So
Really? Why are the landlords complaining?
because they get
Get some
complaints from
money.
elsewhere. They get complaints from neighbours saying, there's too many people living in your house. I wonder who's living in there now.
But why would they? What business is of the neighbours?
No business at all. That's the thing. They're just nosy.
So you just tell them to mind their own business.
Yeah, we do. Normally that's what we do, but then these landlords are fussy and stuff. They'll be like, no, I want to know exactly who's in my house. I want to know how many people you've rented it to. I want to know who you've rented it to, etc.
Okay, so the landlords have pushed this.
Yep.
So you guys in the middle have to be accountable, and then they
Yeah.
can also value how much their flat is really worth, bringing in an income wise.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? So if I know you rent it as a single
Occupancy, yeah.
but then you've actually rented it as a multiple,
Yep.
and you've even turned the sitting room into a bedroom,
Yep.
then you're getting £1,000 per room.
Yep.
That's a lot more money
Then what we're
than
paying you.
were paying me.
Yep.
So,
And then that's when you'll be like, okay, I want a rent increase.
Alright.
You understand?
So there's a landlord host association then.
No, what they do is they ask to inspect their properties.
Okay.
So then that's how they try and find out exactly who's living there, etc. And that's how they know, like, look, you're giving out my house for way more than what you're giving me rent. So you're making a hefty drink
Yeah,
on
but
me.
should that matter though?
It shouldn't, to be honest.
Because you're taking all the risk.
Yeah.
You're guaranteeing the rent.
Yeah.
Any damages you have to fix.
Yep. All maintenance we have to
Yeah.
fix. Yep,
Yeah.
correct. We have to take on all the headache from the tenants. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, and so you
Plus
have
their
to-
rent's guaranteed. So
Yeah.
to be honest, they shouldn't even be.
But you're saying this, so there's a association of landlords there,
Yeah.
like a union. kind of thing.
The Asian community, they all want to see their properties.
Oh, okay, so you're dealing with the Asian community.
Yeah. So the Bengalis, Pakistanis, etc. They just want to see their properties like all the time, but we only let them see their properties like 3 months at a time. So every quarter we let
So
them
when
see
they
their
come
property.
to see, they just go and do a room inspection.
They don't check the rooms, no. They
Because I was
don't
gonna
check the
say,
rooms. They just check the house.
So when they say they're checking the house, what are they checking then?
Just the inside, see if it's dirty, if it's been looked after properly,
No,
etc.
they can't go in the bedrooms.
No, they don't go in the bedrooms.
So if all the rooms are rented out, they can only go in the kitchen and the bathroom.
Basically, yeah. But if, for example, normally a member of our team is there with them, so we show them the bedrooms. But they themselves can't go in there without our permission
Okay.
or the tenant's permission.
Yeah. Because
So sometimes, or actually majority of the time, the tenant is there at the landlord inspection. So a member of our team is there, plus plus the landlord's there, and also the tenant's there.
okay.
So we tell them beforehand that, look, make sure the place is clean, landlord's coming over at this time, make sure you're not, you don't say anything wrong to the landlord, etc.
The PA situation. The PA situation.
Yeah.
The PA. Okay. Well, thanks a lot for that.
No problem.
Much appreciated. And that. Do you want to give a shout out to your agency?
Yeah, it's All Seasons Lettings.
All Seasons Lettings.
Based in Manor Park, High Street North.
Okay, that's great. You hear it, guys? All Seasons Lettings based in Manor Park. Great interview, very informative. I hope you liked it. Feel free to leave a voice message or email about this podcast, this episode. Do not forget to listen to our sister podcast, which is Africa Investing Stories, all about the scramble for Africa in the modern sense, economics, and how Africa has some of the fastest growing economies on the face of the earth today and has for many years now. And just the truth about Africa investing wise, unlike the normal rhetoric you hear from CNN, BBC and CNBC. Thanks for listening and I hope you have a good day. Bye.